think it's good to question these power structures and it's a way of doing things. I think it should always be questioned, or else you are just like sheep, like you were saying, in the, when you were talking about the Pink Floyd album. And so, yeah, I think people need to kind of once in a while review why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
Things will never get
No
better,
doubt.
and you'll
No doubt.
just say this is the way it's always been. So why question anything? And we got
Yeah.
a lot of political stuff going on now that everybody. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We should be questioning things, or things are never going to get better.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and that guy over there is Chris. Chris, what do you have for me tonight?
I got a kick-ass song.
Okay.
I got a Rage Against the Machine song.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is probably their biggest song, Killing in the Name.
Wow.
You heard
Okay.
of it?
No.
Well, it's never too late
pretty powerful name, though.
It's never too late to become rebellious.
Let me go off and check it out.
Okay.
I'll come back.
They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. Come on. Rock! Killing in the name of forces on the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces on the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces on the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces on the same that burn crosses. Yeah. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Do what they told you. Do what they told you. Do what they told you. Now you 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 do what they told you.
pulling that back a bit. I didn't really want to let this go. I'm worried about the copyright, letting this video go. But that drum, where it actually, it seems like it picked up pace. Let me bring it back. I'll take it out. Yeah, this has power, man. Power behind it. It's incredible. All right, let's write it out. Yeah, wow. 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 Man, the force behind that music, that performance, man. Force. Um, I saw on the video, I think it said 1993 or the video I was clicking on. That's a 1993 performance. I mean, I was still in my 20s at that point, and this message that they're delivering, you know, we're talking about over 25 years later, and we're still living in a world where those lyrics, that message.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, you all energized now?
Yeah, that was powerful. So that was a live performance that I looked at.
Mhm.
That was I had never heard that before.
Well, this was a request, I should have said, or a recommendation at least by some of the
Okay.
viewers.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
I don't think you can do it because we did Renegades of Funk. I don't think you could do a Rage Against the Machine song without somebody mentioning this one also.
Well,
So-
you know, it's interesting that, and I guess I missed that request because I was looking at some of the comments coming in, and
Not necessarily a request, but a recommendation.
okay, yeah. There was one gentleman who wrote about, like, back in the 90s that, you know, this band sort of signified that was rebellious, so they were very anti-establishment, and that, you know, it was I think he was coming out of the war and might have been in somewhere in Europe, whatever. And so he definitely sort of signified, you know, with this group and their message and like that. So because yeah, that first song was like a funk, you know. And so I didn't really know too much about this group. I still don't, but you know, coming listening to this song, this was pretty powerful. You know, it looked like from the video, it said 1993. And I mean, you know, I don't know if I should get into the music first or the lyrics or just kind of what I picked up, you know. I mean, just, well, it's just power. I mean, just right from the beginning. I mean, it just, you know, just the power, and also a lead singer, um, he's repeating that line, now you're under control. I think that's, you do what you
Yeah, when it changed
do
the
what they
rhythm
told you.
around with that, yeah,
You,
that was really good, man.
well, I think because I wrote some, they use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. Yeah, so he kept repeating that over and over
Yeah, in
to
the
the
beginning,
crowd.
yeah,
He
yeah.
really like revved it up, was revving the crowd up, and it was like, the forebearer of like this power that was just gonna just scream out of the band, out of the instruments, and absolutely did. And then just this powerful sound, and this repeating line, you do what they told you, you do what they told you. um um Definitely there was some funk sound in there too. I think Tom Morello, I think that's the guitarist's name, that he
Yeah, the
was.
guitar player.
Yeah, he's pretty well known. He was just doing amazingly crazy things to that guitar, getting some sounds.
Yeah, he definitely gets some
Yeah,
cool sounds out of that
yeah.
guitar.
I wrote this down. Song kicks you uh um in the face.
That's what you wrote down.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's right. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
And what is he doing with that guitar? Because there was like at one moment, I think it was towards the end, where he's just doing this crazy sound, getting this crazy screeching, piercing,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
was he
hell.
using a slide or something when he was doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he
he
was
gets
doing
some wild
something.
stuff
Well,
out of it.
his back, I think at that time, I think his back was to the screen, so he's kind of doing
Okay.
something with it. Yeah, and the power, the power. The lyrics I'm trying to pick up, definitely. I mean, well, they're Rage Against the Machine, so they're raging against
Yeah, it
the
kind of gives it
machine,
away in the title. Yeah,
gives it away, and it's like, anti-establishment against, you know, they decide what you must do. You do what they told you. He's singing this to a bunch of, um, just an entire crowd, of young teenagers. They all look the same.
I was
Um,
going to say that. Yeah,
and
they all have the
and
same color hair and the same hairstyle.
and I point that out because, at first I thought it was like a anti-war, and I think there could be some of that, but then I was here, I thought I heard like, burning crosses. I thought white, maybe token white or
Yeah,
chosen white.
some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
that's
it was,
true.
yeah.
You know?
And so I'm like, okay, 90s, 93, this is speaking to, addressing like social injustice, racial injustice.
Mhm.
Um, this is like so relevant today. This song is as though they wrote the song today, but they
It's
wrote it
been
back then.
relevant. Really, it's been relevant for a few centuries now.
But you know what I also thought too, Chris, because we've done Animals, right, by
Oh,
Pink
the Pink
Floyd.
Floyd. Yeah.
And when he kept saying, you do what they told, they have decided what you must do. You do what they told you, and it actually made me think about, that album, those songs that we just recently did, that I reacted to. And the message right there. Basically, you sheep. And you do what they,
Yeah.
do what
Yeah.
they told you. So,
I mean,
you could, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so you can take, you can take the song and it can speak to a lot of things. It can speak to just overall,
Well, it's speaking
up
to the power
against
structure and
the
why are we
power
doing this?
structure. Yeah,
Why are we following along with this? Why are we
yeah,
part of this whole machine? I mean,
yeah,
um, and I think for people who aren't who even for people who are not naturally rebellious, they don't have a particular beef with anything. Um, I'm sure at some point in their lives they question why do we follow these authority figures or whatever, and really, and like if you look back at at the well, anarchists. I'm not talking about chaos. I'm talking about anarchists, the political movement of anarchy, um, the traditional one. It's basically asking that question, like, who's this? Who are these people to be telling us and setting the rules for society and stuff? And they make a good point. And unfortunately, unfortunately, the word anarchist is still is used for them still, and it gets confused with somebody who just wants to cause chaos, But there's a distinct philosophy, political philosophy, social philosophy of anarchy, and I think that's pretty much what this band is getting at, in my opinion. You know, um, so I think it's good to question these power structures and it's a way of doing things. I think it should always be questioned, or else you are just like sheep, like you were saying, in the when you were talking about the Pink Floyd album, and so yeah, I think people need to kind of once in a while review why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
Things will never get
No doubt.
better, and you'll
No doubt.
just say this is the way it's always been. So why question anything? And we got a
Yeah.
lot of political stuff going on now that you know everybody. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We should be questioning things, or things are never going to get better.
Right. And in case you weren't sure where the band stood with that message, right? Is to basically sort of dressing the person they're speaking to, like, you're doing what they told you. You this, that, and then it's them at the end, where he's saying he shifts it to, you know, F you, I won't do what you tell me, and
Doesn't
kept
that
repeating
doesn't
that.
that even if you're not feeling that way, you're kind of like, yeah,
That
right?
because it was as though, it's this kind of like almost the whole entire song, like, look what you're doing, look what they're doing to you, look how they're controlling you, look, you're listening to them, and then at the end it's like, turns it around, and be like, no, and it was
Yeah,
like this
right,
kind of take some power back, whatever, and that was,
right,
and he's
right.
doing that and he's singing that, as the song is just, it was like, I don't know, 3 minutes or 4 minutes of just amazing power, because musically it was so
Oh,
it was
musically it's great. We didn't really talk
musically it
about
was
that earlier.
just so freaking good. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just dynamite. It was
They
gold.
can they can take some kind of like simple kind of riffs and just really make them powerful.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, they're not that what they play is easy. I'm not
yeah,
saying that, but some things that are just like just a handful of notes, and they'll keep going with it. And then they change the rhythm around, uh, like that part. Whereas if you I won't do any
yeah.
tell me, but also the part, um, where is it? Now you're under control, that part where it just starts getting going,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really you felt like the energy just kind of all coming up,
Yeah, these
and
guys
again,
just
even at the end. Yeah. Yeah.
and the singer really just belts it out.
Yeah.
They're all going full force on that.
Do you have his name? The singer's name?
I, I, I don't know if I gotta find out how to actually pronounce it.
Okay.
It's Zach de la Rocha. I don't know if it's La Rocha or La Roca. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I should know that. But also, when it comes to talking about the racial thing in this, yeah, at least two of the guys in the band are biracial, and that's Tom Morello, the guitar player, and the singer.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
they've
Yeah.
probably been uh, victims of injustice throughout, at one point or other throughout their lives, and so they definitely have something to say. And I know that they're very socially conscious. They're about equality and so on. Tom Morello still is. I don't know about the rest of the band. I don't know what they do now,
Yeah. Yeah.
but definitely Tom Morello's still like that. He probably, he's very much an activist and so on.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Damn good guitar player too.
Yeah, and I for some reason I had this band, in a different era. I didn't have them in the 90s. I thought I had them like more in the 2000s, Again, it's just not really knowing a lot about them.
Mhm.
Because I definitely knew about the band. I knew of the band. I knew of when they were making the rounds and they were, but at that they were playing this real kind of, it was just a sound that I wasn't, gravitating
Yeah, I
to
missed the
or
whole thing
anything.
too. I
Yeah.
missed
I
it
mean, I
too.
just
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah. And so yeah, but so I'm a little surprised that that this band actually goes back that long ago. I I didn't think that. Yeah, again, I thought like in the 2000s. So,
Mhm.
but that's neither here nor there. Just a real, really interesting band. Real powerhouse, man. Just you know, definitely curious what other songs that
Yeah,
are out there.
we'll be doing some more.
Yeah, yeah, cool. All right, man. So I'm gonna take us out
Okay.
and say, Chris, this was like really good. And to the one person, or maybe I think probably maybe more people that requested this, whatever. But yeah, it was
Probably more.
it was a really good selection, man. Thank you. And I hope everyone out there really enjoyed this and got something out of this. Some really great music. And so that said, Chris, have a good night, and to everyone out
You
there,
too.
we'll see you on the next episode of Into the Music.
All right. See y'all.